Easop, what's the morale of the team right now after third straight loss? I know you guys probably felt like you played a more competitive game than last time, but what's the general mood right now?
I mean, you win some, you lose some. You just gotta look forward. These measures just get better every day, and we got Colorado next week, so we're focused on it now.
You guys feel that you did take a substantial step today, considering where you guys were at a couple weeks ago, even though you guys didn't get the result you wanted?
Yeah, I feel like we did. In close games, it just comes down to the little things. Just gotta execute the little things and come out on top. We'll for sure fix that for next week.
Scoring as many as you guys did today compared to last game, do you still feel like you left some opportunities out there, and what may have helped you guys kind of capitalize on a few of those drives?
Win or loss, there's always things you can get better at. And like I said, we're gonna go back to the drawing board. We got, like I said, focus on the little things. And I think we'll capitalize on a lot of more of those drives.
Was there any phase of the game that you guys felt like we made a pretty big step forward, or you were happy with today?
I mean, I feel like we moved the ball. To me, I think we moved the ball pretty well today, offensively. Okay. Yeah, and our mindset every time we step on the field is to score. That's all we want to do. And we just gotta keep grinding and practice. We just gotta keep doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? And fixing those minute things that big games. You know what I'm saying? Things can show up, but we just got to keep grinding and get better. That's all.
How do you feel the offensive line today? You guys didn't give up a sack, and it seemed like the ASU was throwing some different fronts at you and stuff like that. How do you feel you guys did?
I mean, all credit to ASU. They're a solid team. Against the game, the entire game. I think that we as an offense, like more what Easop was saying, still have a lot to work on, and there's always regrets after a game. You always have something that you could have done better. I've never had a perfect game in my career, and I never will. But I can always. That's the beauty of it, is I can have that standard to keep chasing. And I think that's what we as an offensive line have done pretty well throughout the season, and we're just only going to get better.
Anything else for Easop?
Easop, Coach Leach, I think, banned social media after the Utah game. Can you kind of talk about that and maybe the impact that has when things aren't going well, and what kind of move what does that do for you guys going forward to not have that as a distraction?
We weren't really focused on him saying that. At the end of the day, we have a job to do, and that's play football on Saturdays. So even though he did that, the team morale didn't change. We're still the same team. We're just going to keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Leach is our coach. We're going to listen to whatever he says, but as a team, we're just going to stick together and just do what we can in the game.
Thanks, Easop. Porto? Go ahead, Dave.
Did you guys address the penalties on the O-line after the Utah game? There were quite a few, and there were still a few today. Maybe do you think that's still an issue for you guys?
We address penalties of all types after every game as a team, and that's one of the things that we do to make sure that we get better. And penalties happen. They're a thorn in your side. That you try to eliminate as much as you can. There's always room for improvement when regarding penalties. With offsides, unnecessary roughness. At the end of the day, you want to try to limit as many, or keep the penalties limited as much as you can. Sometimes the ball doesn't roll that way. We didn't have as many penalties against Utah, but that's really doesn't count for anything if we don't win.
Do you feel like Liam's struggling a little bit to adapt to the left tackle role? He's had quite a few the last couple of games.
It's a big switch. I think he's done a pretty fine job for going from a guard to a tackle. It's definitely different being out there on the edge. You're kind of on an island by yourself. He's only going to get better, though. He's one of the big leaders on this team. People see him as that. People respect him as a leader, and I have nothing but faith in him that he's going to get his job done and keep doing it.
Get good with Abe? All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
You guys felt like you left a few things out there. You scored more points and probably improved in a lot of ways since the Utah game, but obviously you want to be able to score as many points as you can to give the defense more of a buffer.
Yeah, definitely. We squandered a few plays out there. Definitely left a few more scores out there, and what it came down to, what it came down to at the end was we're one play short on offense, maybe one stop short on defense. So just as a team, we got to come together and make sure that we keep going through this adversity, and we find a way to get it done next week.
How do you feel like you handled the different fronts that ASU was kind of throwing? You seemed like they were kind of doing some maybe less conventional stuff with you guys at the line of scrimmage.
They're doing some weird stuff. They're a good defense. They're led by some good coaches. They got some good players over there. So hats off to them with a good game plan and stuff like that. But it's a little different. But at the end of the day, we're just going through our progressions, going through our reads. They made the run boxes a little bit tricky, which I'm sure was their design and intent behind it. Because they're giving us some light boxes, but they clouded it up a little bit with some movement, some guys slanting here and there. So they did a good job with that.
Did you make a considered effort to look for Easop more in the third quarter? Because I think he had almost 8 catches on the one drive, or maybe not going to use it, but he scored the touchdown. And
it wasn't really, just so I'm gonna hit Easop. Our Z's were just kind of flowing all day today. Dez had a good day, and also our outsides. Rod and CJ had a good day too. So our outsides were eating pretty good today. So just keeping the ball on the outside and letting them make plays.
Can you get a gauge on the morale of this team after 3 straight losses? It's something that you guys aren't used to experiencing.
I definitely, haven't experienced that in quite some time. So it's a little bit different. But as a team, we're coming together and we're ready to go. Ready to start a new week and take on Colorado.
The ASU fans seem to be really frustrated with how much time it seemed you were getting. What would you say about your offensive line in terms of protecting you in the pass game?
Offensive line plays great every week. They're led by a great offensive line coach. Coach Miller does a great job getting those boys ready, gets them in the right looks, and they figure out who they're blocking, and they're great at it. Fred's a great center, identifies everything, has them all going in the same direction, and they work real hard in practice. They work hard all week, and it shows up in the games. And as a quarterback, you love all the time you can get back there.
One more for Anthony. I'd ask one quick question. I noticed 2 ASU players went down late in the game with cramps and this and that. How did you guys prepare, or you endured this weather so well today?
We prepare in our fall camp is in Lewiston, Idaho, which is pretty dry climate, pretty high, I guess kind of similar to today. But the strength coaches and the rest of our coaches do a great job getting us prepared. We had pickle juice going in the locker room and stuff like that to avoid cramps. We chase hydration early in the week so we aren't chasing it later. So that's a big part of why we were able to make it through, no cramps and stuff like that.
Can you talk about Oscar and Blake? Both of them. Blake had 2 field goals. Oscar really flipped the field. And had you guys won, maybe we're talking about them as two of the MVPs of this game.
They're great at what they do. They work, like I said about the offensive line, they work hard every day in practice. Blake's as accurate as it comes. Seeing him in practice doesn't miss too many, and Oscar's got as strong as a leg as anyone in the country. And seeing him put a ball out there and pin him deep, that's something great and something to build off on the special teams.
Thank you, Anthony.